Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Rabbi Isai, we're holding the fine Zayin on the base, and we're going to try to pick up some speed here. We're dealing with easier Gemaras, so we can do that. Shilya Shiyatza. We're talking about the sack, the shilya, which came out of the animal, and you cannot eat it. Why? Because we're concerned that maybe there's an animal in there, specifically the head of an animal, and the reason why you don't see it is because it dissolved in there. What you see, all these fluids in there are a dissolved head, and memela, you're not allowed to eat it. There's no shchita. So this is something that you should be thinking about when you read the Mishnah. It's because you don't see a fetus in there. If there's a head and there's another fetus in the body, so we don't have to be concerned that this sac that just came out contains a second one, a twin. Who's the machmer over here? Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan says, no, whether or not you see another fetus, it doesn't matter. We always have to be concerned that there's a fetus in this sac that just came out. So he's machmer. Ask the Gemara, Rabbi Lazar is the machmer, not Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan is the one that says whether or not there's a vlad or not. Rabbi Lazar says, well, if there's a vlad inside the mother, then I don't have to be concerned that the vlad is inside the sac. Eli Yitma, so let's change it around. We're going to make Rabbi Lazar the machmer. How? When the sac is attached or not attached, that's the whole concern here. If the sac is not attached to the vlad, then I have to be concerned that maybe in this sac there's another fetus. When you have a sac that's attached, I don't know where, from the umbilical cord, whatever it's attached to the vlad, and now I don't have to be concerned that there's another fetus. This sac belongs to this fetus. So, Rabbi Yochanan Amar, Anu ein lanu elo shilya beloy vlad, al v'yeshim of vlad. So he's the makel. Why? Because he says bein kshura b'vlad, bein ein kshura b'vlad. Even if it's not kosher. I don't have to be concerned about another fetus, even if it's not attached. Rabbi Lazar says it depends. Rabbi Yochanan says doesn't. Even if it's not attached, I'm not choishish. So Rabbi Yochanan is the makel, Rabbi Lazar is the machmer. And that's exactly why Rabbi Yirmiyah said that Rabbi Lazar is the machmer, that if it's not attached to the fetus, you're not allowed to eat it. That's the chumrah. Chumrah Amar Rabbi Lazar. Tanya Gabosai the Rabbi Lazar. I have a right to Rabbi Lazar. If a woman or if an animal gives miscarries an animal-looking thing, a bird, a shilya, when it's a woman, okay, a woman. I'm pelas, right? It has to be a woman. If the sac, what do you call it? Do you call it something else? Amniotic sac, whatever it is. It's the sac, the placenta. It's the same thing, I think. If I'm rushing to get to the Mishnah, that's why I'm doing it. It's on the base. If the woman gives birth to something strange looking, it's like a nidma, we call it. It looks like an animal, looks like a chaya, looks like a bird. And it has a sac. When this placenta, this amniotic sac is attached to this creature-looking thing, then I don't have to be concerned there's a twin. But if, and therefore what? Because if she gives birth to a nidma, it's not a real birth. It's not a zachar, it's not a nekeva, she doesn't have that. But if the sac is not attached to this funny-looking creature, now I have to give her, unfortunately, all the chumras. What are the chumras? She might have given birth to a girl, and therefore she is tmeya for 14 days instead of only 7 days. Now, it's also possible that she gave birth to something that's not a boy, not a girl. And now, since she saw dam, she's tameh. She doesn't get any freebies. A woman who gives birth gets 33 days by a zachar freebies, mamish tahira, after the 7 days. After the 14 days, for a girl, she gets 66 freebies. No freebies over here. We have to be machmir because perhaps it's not a vlad. Perhaps it was a bird. Perhaps the vlad inside is disintegrated. MMA she gave birth maybe to a girl, so 14 days. Perhaps the reason why you don't see a second sac, a second placenta, is because that disintegrated. So maybe there's twins here. Maybe there's a bird and a baby. The kids have to be concerned of everything. Maybe there's a baby, maybe there's a bird. And either way, it's a chumrah. If it's a baby, so she has to sit 14 days. And if it's a bird, she doesn't get any mei tahara. And the fact that you only see one placenta is not a raya. Maybe it disintegrated. Next sugya. Now it's super easy. Said that an animal, now we're talking about an animal. It does say yipila here, so okay, fine. You have an animal who, this is the first time it's giving birth. So the concern is what? That perhaps it's a bechar. And bechar has a kedusha. You can't just toss it to the dogs. But since she miscarried, you toss it to the dogs. My time, what's the reason we said in the Mishnah? Very simple. Because we're going to say, let's just say Balpeh, the Roiv, most of her births are not a male. If it's a male, then we have a brow. But since 50-50, it's 50% male, 50% female, even today, like most births, most places, 50-50. My time, most give birth to something that's kadosh. There's something called a nidma. A nidma is like a counterfeit, like a fake. Like if a sheep gives birth to something that looks like a goat, that's a nidma. Or like a bird, or something like that. Memela. So it's very, very simple. 50-50 male, female, and therefore if this animal gives birth to something, there's a 50% chance it's a bchar. But even in the 50%, it's not really 50 because the animal could give birth to something that looks like a lion, like a camel, and therefore it's not, doesn't have the kedusha of a bechar. So it's not 50%, it's only 49%, it drops down. So now that you look at this sack over here, what are the chances it's a male? Only 49%. 49% is a miut. And therefore you can toss it to the dog. There's 50-50. Add to the females, add also the possibility that maybe it's a nidma. And now the males become the miut. But if the same idea happens, female carbon gives birth, doesn't give birth, miscarries of vlad. Now you can't toss it to the dogs because on the tzad that it's a female that she gave birth, it's also kaddish. A carbon has gdusha. By the time aruba bar migdashu ve'ein carbon moisa. You're not supposed to bury this sack on a fork in the road and the different things that they used to do. That's dark hamoiri. Abai v'ravad amr tarvayu kol davar sheish bo refuah ein boy mishum dark hamoiri. Anything that has to do with healing, then there's no isser, because people understand that you're not doing it for hiji-biji. You're doing it because you feel that there's a medical purpose here. And when there's a medical purpose, you're allowed to do even weird things that are mamish shtusim. Even shtusim. Ein by refuah. But if this is not for refuah, of tree that has a problem. Before the fruit, imagine you have an esrig orchard. You're working like a dog the entire year. You have all these employees moving, tying, and all of a sudden they start falling off the tree prematurely. What do? You paint it red, and you load it up with heavy stones. You put stones on the branches. You made it. I could figure out the stone part. That already is scientifically proven, so to speak. If you put heavy stones on it, naturally you're gonna weaken up the tree. The problem why the tree is losing its fruit, it's too strong for itself. The muscles are too big. So you make him schwach. There's some sort of musr here. You gotta humble it a little bit. You weigh it down. You weigh it down with these stones. Wear it down, and it'll stop. Okay. But why in the world would you paint it red? I want people to see my red tree. And when a person sees a red tree, he says, Rebbeinu Shalom, give this guy a Yeshua. You're supposed to die for somebody else. When a person has tsaras, he screams out, I'm Tomei, Rabbi say I'm Tomei. Why? And people will daven for him. If somebody has a disease, he must tell the people, I don't see another tzad over here in this Gemara. I know there is. I'm sure people will tell me that no, it's a mafurish of this and this sefer, that sefer. I'm talking Gemara over here today. Why? We believe in tefillah. We know Akash Baruch Hu sends machlas, he sends bad things, so that you should daven. That's the whole point, to have that connection with him. And people daven for him. According to who do we see? When a person's tree starts losing its fruit, we take a whole, how do you say eshkol in English? A cluster of dates and put it on from a palm tree, put it on the tree. But that's like Dak Yermeyer. What does a date have to do with healing your tree? The idea is that when people see a cluster of dates on a tree, they realize this guy's tsaras. Tsaras, you don't just keep on going. You stop. You say kapitel tilim for the guy. Keman talinu kufsa v'diklo. Keman kaitana that says that you want people to know about it so they can daven for you. Hadron alach be'ema mekasha. Hadron alach be'ema maksha. Hadron alach be'ema hamekasha. Zecher zachar. Okay, Rabbi, say, here we go. The parak is called Oisav is Benoi. There's an Isser to shecht, a mother, and her son, offspring, son, daughter. It does say in the Torah, Oisai, in the Lashon of Zachar, a father and a son. It's possible also, according to some Andam.
On the same day.
On the same day. It's Asr, the shecht, the mother, and I will show the pasuk. Hold on. Okay, I'll show the pasuk first. V'shar Oisai v'zbenoi l'sishchatu b'yoyim echad. Even today, the Mishnah says, in our days, you cannot shech the mother and her son on one day. Why? The Rambam says, because you don't want to pain the mother, she'll see it. The Rambam says, how can you talk like that? It's a mufurish Gemara, you're not allowed to even say those words. That Hashem, hey, I'll prove to you Hashem as Rachmanas, because the voice of his benai. The point is us, says the Ramban. For us to learn a little Rachmanas. Okay, we're not getting into that. But basically, we have in our Mishnah 3 Isurim. This Ravais is V'noi. Shecht, a mother and her son in the same day. Now, it doesn't matter who's shechting the second one. Reuven could shecht the mother, and then Shimon comes along and shechts the son, he's over the Isser. And it could be that Reuven shechted the son, and then Shimon shechted the mother. It doesn't matter which one you shecht first. It could be the son and then the mother and then the son. It could be two different people. You're over on Malchus. You're over an Isser, and you get Malchus. You get Malchus, why? Remember this, because throughout the Mishnah we're going to be talking. You get Malchus for Oisav is Benoi. Only on the second one. Now, on the second one that you shechted, the son that you shechted, the second one, and you get Malchus for it, are you allowed to eat the meat? Are you allowed to eat the meat? Rabbi Yisai, are you allowed to eat the meat? Yes. You're allowed to eat the meat. You made an Isser, but you're allowed to eat the meat. There's something not so related in the Mishnah, and that is shechting a carbon outside of the Beis HaMikdash. If you take a shlamim and shecht it in Bet Shemesh, you take a oila, shecht it in Bet Shemesh, you're over a tremendous isser of karas. You get karas. And malchus. So that's that. Now, if you shecht chullin, You just have a regular animal running around in your backyard. You didn't say that it's a carbon. It's not a carbon. And you bring it inside the Beis HaMikdash. It's important to remember this. You're over Issa Deraisa. But you don't get Malchus. The first two things you get Malchus. For Oisev is Benoi, and Kachim outside the Beis HaMikdash, you get Malchus. Chullin inside, this you have to remember. This is throughout the whole mission. It's going to be tricky. Not tricky, but it trips you up. If you bring a Chullin inside the Beis HaMikdash, it's Issa Deraisa. Could you eat that animal that you shechted inside the Beis HaMikdash? Could you eat it? No. It's also bana. Kachim that you shechted outside the Beis HaMikdash, the shlamim, could you eat a steak from it? No. Absolutely not. So now, we have to play the game together. Everybody has to be in it. Otherwise, you're going to go crazy. It's 12 cases, not more, not less, 12 cases. If you have two simple animals, not carbon, two simple animals that you shechted in Bet Shemesh. The first one, did you make an isser when you shechted the mother? No. So could you eat the meat? Yes. That's a typical shechita. Every animal has an offspring somewhere. So you let us shecht animals. You just not let us shecht the animal and the offspring. When the second guy comes along and shechts the offspring in Bet Shemesh, outside of the Beis HaMikdash, was he over Isser Doiraisa? Yes, that's the typical Oisev is Benoi. Are you allowed to eat the food? Are you allowed to eat that animal? Yes. Does he get Malchus for shechting that animal? Yes. Oisev is Benoi. If you shecht one animal, the mother, in Bet Shemesh, everything is great. And then you're allowed to shecht the mother. And then you shecht the animal inside the Beis HaMikdash, the second one, the offspring, you shecht inside the Beis HaMikdash. What were you over now? Chullin b'fnim. Do you get Malchus for Chullin b'fnim? No. But do you get Malchus total on this act? Yes. Why? That's the whole Mishnah basically. Different variations of the same exact case, back and forth. Now, if you take two kachims, two korbanos, and you shech them in Bet Shemesh, the first one, were you over Isser? Yes. Absolutely. You're not allowed to shech any animal that's a kachim outside of. But now that you shech the second one, which is the offspring, the baby, her baby, were you over on shechting kachim outside in Bet Shemesh? The answer here is the trick. The answer is not really. Why? Because it's not available. It's not available to be shechted that day in the Beis HaMikdash. You're not allowed to shecht the baby that day. It is kachim. It doesn't lose its kachim. But you're not over that isser, that strong isser of shechting kachim outside the Beis HaMikdash. But you will be over on Oisef has been you will get Malchus for that. Okay, so now let's see the Mishnah inside. It's a long Mishnah, and let's just try to do this together. A boy side, don't fall asleep here it's very good. Oisef has been if you shecht a mother, definitely a mother, maybe even a father, and the offspring. Noyeg bein ba'aretz, bein b'chutz la'aretz. This is not a mitzvah only in Eretz Yisrael. This is also in America and in England. B'fnei habayis, v'shalei b'fnei habayis. It's even b'zman hazeh. We have Esther. If you know for a fact that you're shechting a mother and an offspring, it's aser. Issa deraisa. B'chulin, on simple animals today, everything is chulin. We don't have a Beis HaMikdash. Ulu Mikdashim, and this applies even in the Beis HaMikdash or outside the Beis HaMikdash to korbanos. Ketzad, and here we go. So let me just show you the case inside, and then you tell me what happened there. We'll do it like this. You have the Beis HaMikdash on the left side, and you have outside of the Beis HaMikdash on the right side. It says b'chutz and b'fnim. So if you have two simple animals that are not korbanos, and you shechted number one outside, did you do an isser? No, you probably did a mitzvah, not an isser. You shechted an animal, it's fine. Do you get malchus on that? No. Could you eat it? Yes. But then when you shechted the mother or the son, whatever, I don't know why you put b'no first, doesn't matter. Even if you shech the son first and then the mother second, the one that shechted the mother gets malchus. Could you eat it? Could you eat both? Yes. Yes, you could eat both. Ketzad. Hashoichet oisev es benoi. If you shech the father, a mother and her offspring, chulin bachutz, both of them are Chullin, they're not karbanos, regular animals, outside of the Beis HaMikdash. Shneim ksherim, the first one obviously is totally kosher. V'asheni, soifig is harbam. The second one gets malchus. Let me just pause here for a second to show you this beautiful Rashi, who gives us these two klolim over here. He says, V'asheni soifig, mishum lav da'oisev is benoi. V'loish neshachad the same tchila, v'loish neshachad the ben tchila. It doesn't matter if you shech the son first and then the mother. Loish neshachtinu chad gavra, v'loish neshachtinu trei gavra. It doesn't matter if Reuven shechted the mother and the son. It doesn't matter if Reuven shechted the mother and Shimon shechted the son. Great. So that's case number one. Rabbi Isai, let's do this case. If both kachim, it's two karbanas, and they are outside of the Beis HaMikdash. Both karbanos are outside. You shech the carbon outside of the Beis HaMikdash, you're over right away, kares and malchus. Are you allowed to eat that carbon? No. What about the second one? The second one's the trick. The second one, since it's not available today, to shecht inside the Beis HaMikdash. Why? Because its mother was shechted, it's not available. So that's what we call mechusar zman. Harishoin chayev kares. This first one you're chayev kares. The second one you're not chayev kares because it's not available to be shechted today. Ushneim psulim. Both of them is osur bahana. You're not allowed to eat them. Ushneim soifkim is harboim. Rabbi said, think about it a second. Why do they get malchus? The first one gets malchus. Why? Because he shechted a carbon outside of Beis HaMikdash. The second one gets malchus. Why? Oisef is benoi. Not because of kachim, even though it is kachim. Case number 3, Chullin bifnim. If you two karbanas, listen to this here, this case. Both karbanas are inside the Beis HaMikdash. The first one that you shechted inside the Beis HaMikdash, what were you over on? On Chullin inside the Beis HaMikdash. Do you get malchus for that?
No.
Why not? It's an asay. You don't get malchus for that. What about the second one that you shechted inside the Beis HaMikdash? Do you get malchus on that? Yes. Why? Oh, it's been it's pashut. We're just going through 12 cases that are pashut.
Also an asay.
Yes, but you're not getting malchus for that. Chum ifnim, shneim psulim. It's mamish asa ba'ano, even though it's Chullin. V'asheni soivik zarbaim. The second one gets malchus for oisiv is benoi. Kadoshim b'fnim. Is the first one a problem when you shech the mother carbon inside the Beis HaMikdash? No. Are you allowed to eat the meat? Yes, there's no problem. The problem occurs with the second one. Harish and kosher upater. V'asheni soivik zarbaim upasol. The second one is asur b'hana. It's not right to be makriv. And it's possible. So the second one gets malchus. Why does the second one get malchus? V'oisav es benoi. Chullin ve'kachim b'chutz. One is a chullin, one is kachim outside. The first one that you shechted v'oisai, 100% good. The second one that you shechted is also mechusar zman. It's not available for the Beis HaMikdash now. Why? Because its mother was shechted a minute ago, or its son was shechted a minute ago. Memela. Harish and kosher upater. The first one is Chullin. It's 100% great. V'asheni soivik zarbaim. And the second one gets. Why does the second one get malchus? Oisis benoi upasol. Okay, now we're holding in this case. Rabbi Isai, where we're holding kachim b'chullin b'chutz. Here we go. Kadashim b'chullin b'chutz. So think about it. The first one that you shech the kachim is 100% aser. Do you get malchus for that? Do you get malchus for that? Shechting kachim b'chutz. Everybody with me?
Yes.
Rabbi says, shechting kachim outside of Beis HaMikdash. Do you get malchus for that? Yes.
Along with kares.
Along with kares. Kachim b'chullin b'chutz. Harish and chayiv kares upasol. That one's possible. Can't eat it. V'asheni kosher. The second one, the chullin, you're allowed to eat. V'shneim sevikim sarbaim. Why does the first one get malchus? Because he's shechted kachim outside of the Beis HaMikdash. Why does the second one get malchus? Oises benoi. Chullin v'kachim b'fnim. You do the chullin first inside the Beis. They're both very bad. You're not allowed to shecht chullin inside. But do you get malchus for that? No. Chullin v'kachim b'fnim. Shneim psulim, you're not allowed to eat the meat. V'asheni, only the second one gets malchus. The first one doesn't get. Why does the first one not get malchus? It's only as say v'asheni soviks harbaim. Why does the second one get malchus? Oiz benoi. Kachim v'chullin b'fnim. First he shechted kachim, so that's perfect. But then chullin is not good. Harish and kosher. The first one is totally good. Upater. The meat is excellent to eat, potter from anything. V'asheni soivig is harboim. And the second one gets malchus for oisves benoi. Chullin v'achutz ubifnim. One you did outside, so it's fine. You're allowed to shecht outside. One you shechted inside. Harisha and kosher potter, so that you don't get anything for the first one, obviously. V'asheni soivig harboim. Why do you get malchus? Only for oisves benoi uposel. Kachim b'achutz ubifnim. One is outside. The one that you do kachim outside, 100% no good. Ubifnim. Now it's also no good. Why is it no good? Because it's mechusar zman, it's not available. You can't shecht it inside of Beis Hamikdash the same day as you shecht the mother outside of Beis Hamikdash. Harishon chayiv kares. Ushneim soivkim sarboim. The first one you get malchus for shechting outside. The second one you get malchus for oisves benoi shneim psulim. Chullin b'ifnim ubachutz. Obviously, you're not shecht the chullin inside of Beis Hamikdash. So you over on the mother right away. Rishon pasol lu potter. Why you potter? Why is the first one you potter from malchus? It's only assay. The second one outside, you're over on oisves benoi v'asheni soivig sarboim v'kosher. I didn't lie to you. I told you it's mamish easy. Mamish easy. Kachim b'ifnim ubachutz. I never lied to you. Sometimes I make a mistake. Sometimes I don't know. I won't deliberately lie. Kachim b'ifnim ubachutz. So this is the last case. Kachim b'ifnim. You're allowed to shecht kachim inside. Ubachutz. You're not allowed to shecht kachim inside. Outside. Harishon kosher upasul. So the first one is great. Hasheni soivig sarboim. Why oisves benoi? Great upasul. Torah bottom 9 loisves benoi shenoig b'mukdashim. How do I know that this whole isser applies also to karbanas? Tamaloymar shor oikesev oyez ki yivalid. Take a look at the psukim. It'll be super understandable. Pasuk Chav Zayin is talking about a karban. Pasuk Chav Ches is our sugya. What's our sugya? Oisves benoi. Says the Gemara, the Pasuk Chav Zayin is attached to the Pasuk Chav Ches. We're talking about karbanos in Chav Zayin, so those karbanos go down to Pasuk Chav Ches. What's the question? The question is that maybe Shar Oisves Benoi only applies to karbanos. If you say Chav Zayin goes together with Chav Ches, so it's only karbanos. How do you know that you can even do Chullin? So the Gemara says we have the Vav, we have Oisa with different things that in this Pasuk. So let's see. Leave it, Ali says teaches us about that it's talking about even karbanos. As the Gemara in B'chulin Loi. Let's take Pasuk Chav Zayin and say it's only karbanos. Pasuk Chav Zayin is only a karban. So maybe Pasuk Chav Ches is also only karbanos. Shar hifsegayinyan. It's why does it say again in Pasuk Chav Ches Shar Iseh? We already spoke about Shar Chesev. So just Pasuk Chav Ches should start. The pasuk that I learned before, the Chav Zayin, Pasuk Chav Zayin, it continues into Pasuk Chav Ches. Why do I have to repeat the word Shar? So it makes a separation. Chav Zayin is not together with Chav Ches. Oh, if there's a separation, so it's separated completely. So say the Pasuk Chav Ches is not talking about karbanos at all. No, there's a little vav in the beginning of Pasuk Chav Ches. It's a continuation, but not a continuation. B'kitzer, we pick and choose over here. We'll say it's a little bit of a carbon, but not only a carbon. Oh, so now we jump up to something else. By a carbon, you're not allowed to bring something called kilayim. Here's kilayim. Remember this video? How can you forget a video? I can never forget a video. A guy takes a goat and a sheep, and he puts them in and they get married. And now comes a sheep goat. I don't know what it's called. It's called kilayim. You're not allowed to bring it as a carbon. So what if, are you allowed to shecht its mother that went into the machine, has a long beard because it's like, you don't remember this? Got stuck in the elevator, the whole thing. So let me ask you a question. Are you allowed to shecht this geep with its sheep mother on the same day? Yes or no?
I think so.
Huh?
I think yes.
You're allowed to? Why?
Because it's an entirely new animal.
Okay, so you're right. Logically, you're right. But the reason why you're wrong is because the Torah says, there's a special word, but you're right. It should be like you're saying. The Torah comes and says that it's asur. I need a special word to tell me that it's asur. But such an animal you can't bring as a carbon. You can never bring that as a carbon. So the Torah says, bring a goat, bring a sheep, not something completely new. So the Gemara, but if you're going to compare it to a carbon, like we just did. We just said pasuk chav zayin, chav ches go together. Then it shouldn't be aser to shech the mother and its son that are a kilayim. Ima kashim kilayim loy afoysev is benoy kilayim loy. But it says differently. It says, Allah Matani, what does it say? Oisev is benoy noy bikilayim ubekoi, or kvi, depending if you went to yeshiva, you didn't go to yeshiva. Look at this animal. You see this animal in front of us, the center one? That's a koi. Why? Its mother is a chaya, is a deer, that had relations with a goat, which is a behema, and now came this super interesting hybrid deer with crazy horns and a beard. It's a massive deer with a beard. It's weird. It's called a koi. So it says that there's a problem shechting that kvi koi guy with its dear mother or the goat father. It's a problem, but it shouldn't be a problem. Says Gemara, it says the word sev. So let me just show you this, and then you'll understand this in a second. It says in the pasuk twice, seh. Why does it say twice? Oh, says Rava, because this is a binyanav. I learned the rest of the Torah. It says the word seh comes to exclude a goat and a sheep that had offspring. Says the Gemara, so how do I know kilayim not? It should be like this guy from Baltimore. No, not from Baltimore. He's from somewhere else. From Bergenfield. You're right. There's an extra word that says kilayim not. It shouldn't be a problem. You should be able to shecht its mother. But says Gemara, listen to this. If you read the pasuk, just let's read it together. V'shar oiseh, without the word oy. Read it. V'shar seh oiseh is benoy le'sishchot b'yom echad. Maybe the isser is taking a bull and its offspring and a goat or a sheep and its offspring for a total of 4 animals. If you shecht 4 animals in one day, that's aser. The bull and its offspring, shar seh. That's why this says the Torah has to say oy. No, it's not 4. It's 2. The shar and its offspring, and the sender. So why are you telling me the word oy is extra? Anyways, I don't have extra word to tell me that this hybrid is also to shech in one day. So no. Look, it says the word b'noy at the end of the line over there, and that it says singular. If you telling me that it's 4, it should say shar seh oisev is b'nayim. All 4 of them, it says b'noi. Look at this anya. I need the word oy. Here's the same question, but slightly different. Before we said maybe you have to shecht 4. Now I'm saying maybe you have to shecht 3. Maybe you have to shecht 1 bull, 1 sheep, and 1 offspring for a total of 3, not 4. You never shar 7 b'noi. You see how much shar v'seh u'b'noi, total 3. Shar oiseh is b'noi. So I still need the word oy. My lav, my nafkalei, that not 3, only 2. Loi, ma'isai. The word oisai is what singles it out, and memela the word oy is extra for what? Hanichel rabbanon demiyatelu oisai. This is good according to Rabbanon who say the word ois is extra. If you look on the top of Ayin Tes Amud Aleph, on the top row, the line, it says that from the word oisai, I add that also a father and its offspring. There's a murdik video, Chaval, we're not going to get to, so I guess I'll show it on Motzei Shabbos. The murdik. You'll all love it. So if you don't come to Motzei Shabbos, you have to check out the video. Chananya doesn't have an extra word oisai because he learns from the word oisai that the oisai is benai applies also to males. A father and his offspring also brought. How do you know that you don't have to bring a shar and a seh? You don't have to bring 3. You don't need a special word. The Savala Rabbi Yonasan, because he also like Rabbi Yonasan. The Sanya. It says in the pasuk, listen to this. Person who curses his father and mother, does he have to curse both in order to get misa? Mois yumas, it says. You get misa. Why not? Why not? Because it says, Aviv shaloi imoi, imoi shaloi aviv minayin. How do you know if you curse one, not both? You get misa. Tamaloi, that's what it was. Tamaloi mar aviv v'imoi kilel. Listen to this. Aviv kilel, imoi kilel, divrei Rabbi Yoshia. What do you see in the pasuk? You don't see it, but I'm going to show it to you, and you chap it. Look, it says yikalel aviv v'imoi kilel. In the same pasuk, the word klala is right next to the word aviv. And in the same pasuk, the word klala is right next to the mother. So from here I learn that if you curse either one of them, you're over on, and you get misa. If you get a hasra. It's mashma one or the other, and it's mashma both together. Just like by shor v'chamor, you're not allowed to plow a field with a bull and a donkey together. But the Torah says the word yachtav. If the Torah doesn't say the word yachtav, it's either or. I don't need a word oy. In our case, it says oisoi ve'ez benoi. I don't need the word oy. Vishar oiseh. I don't need that because it's automatically separated. Anytime in the Torah, it's separated by itself. Rabbi say Motzi Shabbos at 10 o'clock. Have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDY.com.